Daily grind. I'm so sorry. I wasn't.
Why are you yelling at me?
I wasn't intending it to sound like that, and it started, and I was like, not only is that not a song, but it's also not a note. It's just a noise.
It's just caterwauling.
Yeah, it's caterwauling. So happy Friday. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Luke Hatmaker, not some ostrich person. Good God. In case you were missing me after 2 days, you're not anymore. So welcome to the show. It's Friday, and I got my guy Rusty with me. It's good to see you, brother. Last time I saw you, I was outside, and I was worried the Grizzlies were going to lose against the Suns, and now I'm inside, and they won, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I was worried that the Grizzlies were going to lose. You were going to get attacked by geese. There was just so many dynamics going on there at once. So I'm grateful that you're safe, that you're inside, and you're back on the home front with your own chair that swivels and coffee. So cheers.
Yep, you cheered. And if you hear any geese this morning, I'm actually in trouble. So
they found you.
Because I don't have geese. I don't own geese. So if they're here, we got problems.
That's it.
Another person or team that is having problems is not the Grizzlies, but these Sacramento Kings, my guy.
Yeah.
They are having about as many problems as I was with those geese earlier in the week. Except maybe worse because they're a basketball franchise. But the Memphis Grizzlies will be playing the Sacramento Kings this evening. Kings just fired their coach. Grizzlies are getting a lot of guys back after we talked. We talked on Tuesday, and it's hats off to you. You were correct. We're getting a lot of reinforcements back at a good time, especially with the Warriors playing tomorrow. But let's start with that. How do you feel about being right about the injuries with these guys tonight?
I went on a gut feeling. I knew Zach Edey would be back pretty soon. Concussion protocol in non-contact sports is usually a little bit different. It all just depends on how the athlete's feeling. He clearly is feeling better. The Brandon Clark one, I just as the week went on, I got to thinking more and more about it. There never really was that moment where it was that's when his calf went out. You never really had that injury moment. It just felt like it was some overuse and some soreness. And so when we talked on Tuesday and then yesterday on the Two Buck Sports Show, I just said, I've got a gut feeling that we're going to get Brandon Clark back sooner than later. I think that he will have a doubtful, maybe a questionable by this weekend. And lo and behold, here he is coming back just in time for the rebounding machine that is Domantas Sabonis. We need Edey and we need BC and all the things that they do really badly tonight.
Yep. And it's by no means will this be. I don't see this game necessarily being a struggle for Memphis, just because this Kings got problems. This Kings team have problems of its own. But good God, if it was just Jaren and Sabonis out there, and that's who we were working against rebound, it's just Sabonis, like you said, he's a rebounding machine. It's like so one thing the dude is just he's put on this earth to rebound the basketball, and
he does it very well.
He does.
Without Edey and BC tonight, we might have been looking at a 30-30 game from Sabonis just because of what he can do in the paint, the way he can rebound. Shout out Wayno for still being awake, saying thanks for tapping in this morning, brother. Appreciate you being here. But it'll be nice to have Edey's size and BC's athletic ability. Jaren would give Sabonis fits when Jaren has the ball. But like you said, we just need that rebounding presence that is Zach Edey. De'Aaron Fox looks to be on his way out of Sacramento. There's a lot going on. But ESPN still has Sacramento as a 3.5-point favorite, a 58% chance of winning the game. So I think this is probably prior to some of the guys coming back from injury. This is based on the 9 guys that played against the Suns. But I agree. I think this is another one. There's a really, really, really good chance, and I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm going to knock on some wood here, that we could finish this road trip 4-1, given health and people coming back and the teams we have left. There's a good chance that we could do a lot better on this road trip than some thought with the injuries we've had.
I mean, myself included. I mean, I think I was talking to Uncle, or it might have been you last week. I think we were just this 5-game road trip is going to be it's coming at a time that's tough for the Grizzlies. And so far they have met.
They've answered the bell.
They've answered the bell. They've met what any worries that a lot of us had. They've just kind of been put that away.
We've gotten better play. Guys have stepped up. Shout out Edward. Thanks for being here, buddy. Tripp has been doing Tripp things, which we'll get to him here in a minute. But it's nice to see him getting recognized for the level of play that he's been playing with over the last month. Desmond Bane has been on fire recently, just averaging 27 points a game over his last 4 games. Cannot miss from 3. It's just, Luke, it'll tell us a lot the first couple of possessions when we get Jaren and Dez going early, the Suns, the Warriors, the Hawks, when they get the first buckets of the game, the offense just tends to take off from there. But if they struggle early, it's like they can't find that rhythm right now. So if Dez and Jaren get the first few buckets of the game like they have been getting, I think we're going to be in good shape.
Well, man, and you know, I'm glad you brought that point up because I would argue even in the OKC game. I mean, the boys came out in that OKC game like 9-0, you know, and it's like had they had the horses to field a serviceable team in that game. I mean, that would have been a different story, but like,
absolutely,
if they come out of the gate with these two dudes, and especially, I mean, we're going to talk about Jaren in the month of December later, but specifically Desmond in the month of December has been like a different dude compared to those November, October games. And it's almost like his oblique got better. Who knows?
Yeah. Right. And you know, a lot of people are looking really silly right now talking about, we need to move off of Desmond Bane. Like he doesn't fit this offense. He's never going to figure it out. Like guy's a winner, guy's a shooter. Maybe it took him a little bit longer. I don't know. Like you said, because he had an oblique injury. And so, like, I think that now that he's getting his legs back underneath him, he has been on an absolute tear. He's only going to make us better. In his last 6 games, I was looking for the stat. He's averaging 30 minutes per game, 22 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists per game. And the best thing is his defense. He still leads the league in guard defensive percentage on 2-point shots. Like he is playing much better defense than he has been in years past. Give credit to the kid. When the offense wasn't working, he stepped up on defense, and now it's all coming together.
Man, that alone, I mean, God, anybody that was talking about getting rid of Desmond, like that's the sign of that's a sign of a leader and someone who takes this, you know what, this is very playable and injury free are 2 totally different things.
Absolutely.
And very well said, Wayno. And that's and the fact that Dez, I didn't know that stat about he leads the league in defensive. That's incredible. And like, and it's hilarious. Like if you were to do like the Pepsi, the blind taste test, if you were to give those stats against, I don't have some of these other, but like a Devin Booker, like those are all-star numbers, you know, like those are all-star
100%.
numbers that he's put up in the month of December.
100%. Like he has been playing at a different level. Again, I was trying to find where I had that, but it's like he's only given up 42%, 41% on shots in the paint, which is very efficient from a defensive standpoint. I mean, and we've all talked about like Desmond has not been a defensive player. Like we always think, oh, when we got Dez, we need Vince or Marcus on the floor, but like Dez has been playing great defense. And it shows, you know, like, Oklahoma City was an anomaly. It was the first time in 43 days we didn't score above 110. Yeah. We had nobody. Like those guys were gassed. Like we had no shot there. But like outside of that, his defense has been intricate we're 15-5 in our last 20 games. And I don't know that you could ask for much more than that.
Nope. And we're talking Dez has been, you know, like all those defensive numbers too. Like that's on top of shooting the ball 51.6 from the field and 44.2 from 3 and attempting 15.5 field goals and 7 threes. Like
much better
and much better. And also the recognition of just of your place within the franchise and being like, okay, Ja is out and dealing with something. There's a little bit of consistency there. You know what we need? We need someone to stand up. And you know, Wayno's doing it right here. We need someone to stand up and be the leader, to be that second dude beside Jaren when Ja's out. And Dez has done that. And his play is backing it up. And the team rallies behind him, which is great. Yeah. Like these, I don't know.
Don't get me started. Like I'll catch heat for it. I already have. It's fine. Ja Morant in a vacuum is our best player. He's the most dynamic, like most athletic professional athlete across all sports. But Jaren Jackson Jr. is our best player.
Which that's a great transition. but let's transition. I think we both got the Grizzlies winning. I mean, we're homers.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, we're finding our joy in basketball. Shout out to Jimmy Butler for not finding his and being yet another locker room cancer somewhere else. But we're finding our rhythm again. I think this is a very winnable game. It's a 9:00 tip, so I may have to read about the finish in the funny papers tomorrow. But I think this is a very, very winnable game for the Grizzlies. Yep. Especially in 2 days rest and getting guys back.
2 days rest, getting guys back, and with Jaren leading the charge, which Jaren it was announced 2 days ago, yesterday. Jaren was announced as the defensive player of the month for the month of December. And he beat Wembanyama. I mean, beating Wembanyama, I think, was the first thing that jumped out to us. But then when you actually just look at the damn stats that he's putting up, he's the only player that's got over 20 blocks and 20 steals in the month of December, which is pretty damn impressive. And
While averaging 20 points per game, leading an offense, being the best player on the team, stepping up in the absence of injuries yet again. And shout out Statty Sean. I love Sean Coleman's stats. He always has good stuff going. Since 1990, there's 73 times that a player has averaged 20-plus points per game and earned NBA All-Defensive First-Team honors. Jaren is on that track. He's averaging 22 points per game. He's second in odds to win the DPOY. But in those 73 times, 71 of them also ended up on an all-NBA team. Jaren is playing at an all-NBA level, not just all-defensive team, very much in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year. And I think it might be closer than the odds are saying. I know like Wemby's like a minus 200 to win, but Jaren won DPOY, like DPOM, I guess, over him in a month where Wemby had a great month as well. Like the recognition is there finally for the humble, hardworking unicorn that is 13.
Well, and it shows this isn't they're not. They gave SGA Player of the Month 2 months in a row. You know, it's not that they're not willing to repeat. The NBA is willing to repeat, give out these. They're okay with repeat winners. You know, like they don't care. Right. So the fact that they were like, yeah, Wemby had a good. It's much more of a race, I guess, than I think any of us thought, and that's awesome. It shows how far I think Jaren is. Like, we know how good Jaren is. We've seen how good Jaren is, but I think I saw someone tweet too that Jaren is featured in the All-Star commercial. Like it's just word is getting out.
He's been very much involved in like voting and civil rights and Memphis improvement. And like, he's just a great all around dude to go along with it, representing our franchise very well. And Luke, like the offense right now runs better when it runs through 13 because like, you know, like Ja can go get you a layup and be acrobatic and make an amazing play. And again, in a vacuum, Ja Morant is head and shoulders our better player. But the recent product on the court, given Ja's injuries and the way the offense has been flowing, the fourth quarter belongs to 13. You know, we can like you can still call 12, but so far this year, we've been dialing up 13 in the fourth quarter to get those buckets, to get those stops. And it just feels like he's always in the right place. He's had maybe one game with some foul trouble this year, but it feels like he's matured so much on both ends of the floor that Jaren is truly playing at an all NBA level. And it's good to see him get his props through this award for sure.
Yeah. And there was you're talking about just his growth. And his arms are so long. Yeah. He would get these foul calls and I can't, there'd be the big giant like shrug or the piss at the refs. Those are gone. Like the dude is just the maturity that the dude has on the basketball court is unrivaled on this Memphis team. And the fact that he is only 10th in All-Star voting right now, ridiculous, man. Stupid. Grizzlies fans, get out there and vote for this man.
I mean, for real.
Like he's playing at All-Star level, like not just an All-Star level and all NBA. That you said all NBA level. Like that's crazy.
I think there's a really good chance he's on the All-Star team. You got 24 guys, I think is what it is. That's going to go this year. And I think that there's an opportunity. I think the coaches are going to put him in just because he's playing so well, even if the fans don't vote him in. But like, I mean, I can't think of too many other guys in the post that are playing better than him right now. Wemby's right up there. Sengun has been good in stretches for a good Rockets team. But I mean, like Jaren does things that not like he shoots better than Sabonis. He defends better than Sengun. He can, run the floor better than Wemby. Like there's so many things that he does, and like he does them better than everybody else around him. And so I think the coaches are recognizing that, even if the fans aren't. I have a really good feeling that Jaren's going to be an all-star. He will be on his first All-NBA team this year. Like the leap, as DG's talking about here in the comments, the leap that Jaren is taking is like otherworld. Like we've seen him go from like a superstar to now like that guy. Like he is him. And his guys, like even if the casual fans don't recognize it, I guarantee you that the Kings and the Warriors and the Thunder, they're circling that Memphis match saying, we've got a problem in 13 and we don't know how to fix it.
100%. Well, and it's like you look at how the All-Star game works. It's like the best teams send there's going to be a Memphis Grizzly on this All-Star team. And if Ja is unable to do it because of injuries or whatever, like Jaren, the league is taking notice of the leap that Jaren is making. And it's like you said, that where it might've been 12 that they circled on the calendar, it's 13 at least now, because it's the dominance he's showing is just,
It's why, and that's nothing against Ja. Like I'm here for Ja. Like he's still like one of the greatest players. It's nothing against Ja. It's just how well Jaren's been playing. And Jaren is absolutely going to get a Supermax this offseason. Yep. He's worth every penny. If we have to start a GoFundMe, I will be the first one to contribute to it. And whatever it takes to keep Jaren in Memphis, which is, hey, maybe that's why we missed out on DFS. We don't have to pay him this offseason. Not going to pay BI. Like maybe GG coming back is just what we need, and we can pay Jaren what he needs in the offseason, and this team is championship ready as constructed.
Yeah, man, it's interesting because I remember if that Jaren Supermax became like, I think a lot of Memphis fans just assumed that it wouldn't even be on the table. They were like, he's not a Supermax player. And it's like, wrong. Like, he is. And it's interesting you brought up the Dorian Finney-Smith stuff. If Kleiman's a smart dude, if he knew that if he knew he had a Supermax player, maybe it was that had him take his foot off the gas. Maybe DFS and not the job injury thing. I mean, I still hope we go get somebody. It's
agreed. I still think like don't hear what I'm not saying. Like there's still going to be some consolidation moves. We have way too many guys in contracts. Like way too many things coming up. DG's right. We need to trade all of our first round picks. Like maybe that's what we do. Maybe we call up Brooklyn and just say, look, here's the deal. Like, we don't have any interesting prospects. Let's get a third team in here, but you can have our next 6 first-round picks for Cam Johnson.
Take them. We don't want to take them.
We hit in the second round anyway. It's like, you think about BC at the end of the first, Dad's at the end of the first, but like Santi at the end of the first, but then like Gigi and Vince and all these guys, Jalen, we're hitting in the second round. Give away the first-round picks. We can't afford them anyway. Pay Jaren whatever he wants, and let's go win a championship.
Man, it's so funny because it's like, it's almost like you're working with it's like everybody else is playing chess and Kleiman's over here playing checkers with these second round picks. Like y'all do whatever you want. I'm printing money with these second round picks. I mean,
that's it. And if you want to call for his job and say because he missed on DFS, a role player at best, like like you need to take a lap, man, because you just got way too much to worry about if that's what you're talking about. Because like the way he continues to hit and the way we continue to develop players is great. I trust that we've got a move out there that we don't even know is coming to get us some shooting help or like whatever we think we need, which I don't know. Dez is shooting the ball super well now and actually attempting shots. But again, a consolidation trade is going to happen, and it's probably something we don't even see coming. And when it happens, we're all going to go, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, so you think we're going to get Zaire back? Is that the trade you're talking about? Do you think it's going to be
Wait, no, we can't put him back in the cage. We can't
take him back.
We can't put him back in the cage.
Yep.
That's funny.
Man.
That's funny.
Or Zaire. Zaire's just out there doing his best. So we've got January is officially here. Once January is here, to me, it does feel like the trade deadline is like, all right.
February 6th. We're a little over a month away.
Man, that's crazy. And so for the next month, I'm so excited to see the rest of the month because if Jaren continues playing on this level and if Dez keeps playing on this level, it's just these are good problems to have to figure out what you need on the roster and what you can afford to lose. I don't know. It's really good problems to have.
You bring up January. It's a good time to remind you that Taylor Jenkins has won coach of the month in January, like 2 out of the last 4 years, 3 out of the last 4, something like that. And he is currently second behind Kenny Atkinson in odds to win coach of the year. And so like, he's been coaching well. I've been a hard critic of him and he's actually I hadn't had anything really to criticize lately because the product's been much better because he's playing our better players. Wild thought there. But like we're coming into the month where he really figures it out every year and we're 22-11 and we're in second place in the West and we're heading in a very positive direction. Like, watch out, man. We might fit to be going on a tear getting healthy again.
Yep. Hey, man, I'm glad you brought up the TJ odds. It's like there's only been one coach that every time they release those odds is like moving up the ladder, moving up. Atkinson has been the clear favorite.
I mean, for sure. Well, Cleveland's just killing it, man. Like, why?
It's why not? And I think people that makes sense. But TJ, man, like,
well, especially with what we're doing with the games missed due to injury, we missed 155 games due to injury through 33 games. Like, people need to start taking a little more notice of that because Cleveland's been blessed with health, and I'm not trying to jinx them and make them get hurt, but like they've been healthy this year and they've been winning at a high tick. That's great. Like, I'm not taking anything away from Atkinson, but a lot of people can win basketball games with a healthy basketball team. Yep. The fact that TJ has had us not only like, staying afloat, but excelling given the injuries, I think people need to give him a second look for Coach of the Year.
Well, then look no further than last season where we led the league in games lost injury and we weren't good. Mm-hmm. He's same song, different verse. Like he's doing. He's just. I'm excited.
He's coming into his own. Yeah.
Yep. And God, I hope we win championships.
I'm telling you, I will be insufferable.
Yep.
Y'all will see me on Channel 5 News,
yep.
like just belligerent on Beale Street. I can promise you that.
Yep. Same. I had a little twinkle. I was like, man, TJ keeps doing this. I'm gonna be so happy.
We're gonna have us like a Bluff City Media section downtown for the parade that we're just gonna be just.
We're gonna have like our own Pope mobile with all of us in it. We're just like,
yeah, that's it.
We're gonna take a quick break, and before I have to hear it, this is an old commercial. I spent a lot of time last night trying to get a new one, and I couldn't figure it out. So please leave me alone. I'm gonna get a new commercial soon, but for the time being, here's an old commercial. I love you guys. We'll be right back.
I think Zach Edey played well. He got his fouls in. He got him in for sure. But we saw some flashes of really what he can do. Whether that's setting screens or just whether blocking shots or just making guys change their mind about shots or just affecting the quality of shots that guys were getting in the game. We saw that a lot. They gotta use him though, man. They gotta be able to find him a little bit.
I was about to say they especially the whole first quarter. It was like because I think that lob that y'all had him, that was his first points of the game. So it was like the whole first quarter I did peep that. It was like I see everybody else attempting 5+ shots.
Right.
Y'all gotta find a way to give Zach Edey something like at some point. Everything was running well last night, right? The offense was flowing well. It's gonna come a stretch of time where they're gonna be stagnant. And at that time, that's when I expect them. Okay, hey, let's run the post play to Zach Edey.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
This is a question I don't know if you've ever been asked. Was there anyone you ever wanted to dunk on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you haven't getting a big kick out of that one. I'm glad you've been waiting all day for that. Waiting all day to get that little jokey joke in. Oh, you got a joke. But yeah, I always wanted to dunk in the game. That's what I wanted to do. And it didn't have to be on anybody. I wanted it to be off of a missed shot, like on an offensive rebound, so that everyone's around or in the vicinity when it happened.
Did you ever dunk in practice and get overly excited?
Yes. and everybody be like, well, are you going to do it in a game? And I'm like, no.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. And thank you for listening to that commercial. It exists for us to get coffee, but I appreciate you nonetheless. You can catch that show. You can catch the Night Court Podcast. You can catch the $2 Sports Show. That goes every Tuesday and Thursday live at noon. You've got the Anthony Sane Show that broadcasts at noon every Wednesday and Friday. So that'll be today. We got the Grizz 901 live postgame show that's live during the week after every postgame show, as in the name. We got the No Bluffing podcast. It's typically earlier in the week. And then we got Grizz After Dark after that. There's Tiger stuff over at bluffcitymedia.co. Got a lot, y'all. It's bluffcitymedia.co. Go check it out. Stuff for everybody, not just Grizzlies fans. Lots of Tiger stuff happening over there right now. So if you're feeling college stuff, go check it out.
Yeah, back to our good win. Yes, got a good win.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And man, I like college basketball. I'm excited. When March Madness gets here, we're going to be having a good time.
Mississippi State has one loss. We came to FedEx Forum. We flexed on those Tigers. Watch out for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. We have one loss to a Butler team that we lost late. Could have been undefeated heading to SEC play, but watch out for Mississippi State, man. We're gonna be tough this year.
I'm excited, man.
Mm-hmm.
We might just talk college basketball all month of March. I could do it.
I can, man. I love it.
It's good.
Love it.
Back to our show though. On Fridays, we look ahead to the weekend because everybody's got a weekend outlook in honor of Sean Connery. I don't know. I'm changing. don't listen to that. I don't know what that was. The weekend outlook. We talk about what we're doing this weekend. Grizzlies are playing this weekend. We should say that to play Golden State tomorrow. I was going to say teams trending in opposite directions, but Steph Curry went off for 8 damn threes last night, set a record. So who knows? But that's this weekend. I'm going to be doing other stuff this weekend though, because after traveling for 2 weeks, I'm finally home. And let me tell you, I'm not going to be doing jack shit. Pardon my language.
I love it.
I'm looking so forward to it, man. I'm like, we got home yesterday at like 4 and I was ready to go to bed. Like just after not being home for that long, it's just like, even the dogs were like everybody was just like, we're home. I didn't even finish unpacking all my stuff. You know, it was just really nice. So this weekend just going to be unpacking, relaxing, and trying to get back to some semblance of any normalcy after being gone for 2 weeks in the holidays.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, I just added getting revenge on King Meeks here to my weekend after bringing up how bad State's football program was. Why you got to do me like that, man? I was having a good morning. Come on, King Meeks. Got fired in the comments here. But I also have a weekend where I'm not doing jack shit, pardon my expression. I don't really have any plans. Maggie's working until like 7 tonight, so I'm going to cook dinner tonight. I don't think we have any plans tomorrow that I'm aware of, which is really, really nice for a Saturday when I'm always so busy.
Yeah.
Sunday morning I do. Like my nephew's getting baptized at church back home. It's an hour drive home, so I'm gonna go home for that. That'll be cool to see. But like other than that, like I ain't got nothing going on, and I am here for it. We'll probably watch some movies or something. We talked about going to see Nosferatu.
Oh, dude, I want to
see. Maybe might do that tomorrow.
Looks scary.
Yeah, it looks scary. It looks good. But really, I kind of hope we don't do anything but sit in our flannel pants and read books tomorrow. That's kind of my hope.
Man, I'm about to go to work after this, but there's a book right here that I just want to read. You said book, and I was like, can I do that right now?
Yeah, I've already read my first book for 2025. Super excited, called Angel Killer. Really good book. Started another one, Voices in the Snow, like another thriller. So super stoked about some reading time this weekend.
Man, we might start a book club day. We might do a book club on this show. What we got readers.
Hey, I'm in. I got plenty of books to talk about.
We're two literate men. We know how to read and write.
You know how to read. Well, I read picture books now, mostly Dr. Seuss and Clifford the Big Red Dog. But we can read up. We can talk about other books.
Picture books and sound books, the ones with the little button.
I love it.
That's what we read around here.
Public school, state of Mississippi. I need pictures.
That's gonna do it for our show today. Shout out the public schools in Mississippi. I'm sure they're great. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. King Meek, Sane, DG, Wayno, everybody, Edward. Thank y'all. We love starting our mornings with y'all, talking Grizzlies and just chilling, hanging out, having a good time. Have great days today, y'all. Be safe if you're going to work. Have good weekends. Be safe if you're doing anything this weekend. We're going to be lazy and be safe. Have good days. If we can leave you with anything today, just remember these 2 little things. Remember to be a little weird and remember to smile. Big or small, I don't care. Just smile a little bit. See y'all. Have a good day. We'll see you on Monday.